You wake up at 3:12 a.m. The room is silent. Your phone is glowing softly in your hand. And the first thought that hits your mind is simple. Why am I awake? You check the time again. You turn to your side. You try to force sleep back, but your brain refuses, and slowly, anxiety starts creeping in. This is what millions of people experience every single night. They call it insomnia. They call it stress. They call it a disorder. But what if I told you something strange? What if waking up in the middle of the night is not a problem, but a forgotten piece of human history? A habit so normal that your ancestors lived with it for centuries, and you were never told about it. When night was not one long sleep before electricity, before alarms, before modern cities, nighttime looked completely different. In old societies across Europe, life followed the sun. When the sun disappeared, everything slowed down. There were no glowing screens, no streetlights lighting up roads, no entertainment to keep minds awake. So people naturally went to bed early, sometimes just a few hours after sunset. But here is where history becomes strange. They didn't sleep the way we do today. They didn't sleep for 7 or 8 hours straight. Instead, they slept in 2 parts. Historians call it segmented sleep. But in old writings, it was known as first sleep and second sleep, and for centuries, this was completely normal human behavior. No one questioned it. No one treated it like a disorder, because everyone did it. The first sleep, the quiet beginning of the night. People would go to bed early, very early by today's standards. The body would slowly drift into sleep. This first stage lasted around 3 to 4 hours, deep, quiet rest. The world outside became still. No movement, no noise, just darkness. This was the first sleep. But something interesting always happened. Every human, without alarm clocks, without warning, would wake up. Not randomly, not in panic, but naturally. The midnight wakefulness, a lost human experience after the first sleep. People would wake up in the middle of the night, and instead of panic, there was calm. A strange, peaceful alertness. Old historical documents from places like London describe this period in detail. People used this time for things we would never expect today. Sitting quietly in bed, thinking, talking softly with family, praying or meditating, writing thoughts or reflections, even visiting neighbors, yes. Imagine that. Someone knocking on a door at midnight and not in fear, but for conversation. This was not considered strange. It was part of life. This middle period could last 1 to 2 hours. Then something natural would happen again. Sleep would return. The second sleep, returning to dreams after this calm, wakeful phase, people went back to bed and entered the second sleep. This lasted until sunrise. Another deep cycle of rest. 2 sleeps, 1 night. A rhythm that matched human biology for centuries. There was no confusion, no sleep anxiety, no "I can't sleep again" panic, because the body was simply following what it was built to do. Then the world changed, slowly, but permanently. The Industrial Revolution arrived. Workplaces demanded strict schedules. Factories needed workers to wake at exact times. Time stopped being natural and became mechanical. Then came something even more powerful. Electric light. Night was no longer truly dark. Cities like Paris and others became bright even after sunset. People stayed awake longer. Social life expanded into night hours. Sleep became compressed. Instead of 2 natural cycles, humans were pushed into one continuous block of rest. And over generations, the old pattern disappeared. The forgotten shift. Humans start believing something is wrong as segmented sleep vanished. People forgot it ever existed. So when modern humans started waking up at night, they assumed something was wrong. They thought, "I have insomnia. My brain is broken. I am not sleeping properly." But history says otherwise. Nothing is broken. Something ancient is just still inside us. Science rediscovers the lost pattern in modern times. Sleep researcher Thomas Ware conducted a fascinating experiment. He placed people in controlled environments with long periods of darkness, similar to ancient nights. No phones, no artificial light, no distractions. just natural darkness. At first, their sleep looked normal. But after several weeks, something unexpected happened. Their bodies naturally shifted. They began sleeping in two segments, just like ancient humans. First sleep, then wakefulness, then second sleep. Without being told, without instructions. It happened automatically. This shocked researchers because it suggested something powerful. Modern sleep is not the only natural human pattern. It may just be a modern adaptation. Debate why the night wakefulness feels so strange today. Now think about your own life. When you wake up at night today, you immediately worry. You check the clock. You feel stressed. You try forcing sleep, but your ancestors did something different. They accepted it. They used it. They lived in it. That quiet middle-of-the-night phase was once part of human identity. And today, we treat it like a problem. The lost hours of human history. This forgotten pattern reveals something deeper about humanity. Human behavior is not fixed. It changes with environment. When society changed, light changed, work changed, technology changed, sleep changed, but the human body did not completely forget. It still carries old rhythms. Which is why millions of people still wake up at night without reason, not because something is wrong, but because something ancient still exists inside them. Modern life has created new problems. Constant screen exposure, artificial light at night, stressful routines, irregular schedules. All of this confuses the brain's natural rhythm. So instead of peaceful, segmented sleep, we get insomnia, anxiety at night, broken sleep cycles, fatigue during the day. But the strange truth is, your body is still trying to follow an older system, a system the modern world no longer supports. The most important lesson is not about sleep. It is about human adaptability. For thousands of years, humans lived differently than we do today. They did not fight their night awakenings. They lived with them. And when society changed, humans changed with it. Even if something natural was lost, even if something ancient disappeared. So the next time you wake up at 3 a.m., don't panic immediately. Don't assume something is broken, because somewhere deep inside your biology, there may still be an ancient rhythm trying to express itself. A rhythm from a world before electricity, before clocks controlled life, before sleep became a problem to solve. Sometimes the body doesn't forget the past. It just waits in silence for the modern world to notice it again. All right, this was the forgotten history of how humans once slept in two different parts of the night. A strange habit that modern society completely erased. And honestly, it makes you wonder how many other ancient human behaviors we've forgotten over time. If you enjoyed this story and want more dark, mysterious, and untold history videos like this, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. Because every week, we uncover stories the world almost forgot.